everybody. I'm here with Lewis. Oh, there's Cakes too. Give me a wave or a hi in the chat if you can hear me. Say hi, Lou. Hi. Hey, Bella. Hey, Adrian, Izzy. Hey, Marilyn. It's great to see you, Addison. Hey, also, and Paulina. Say hi, Lou. Hey, theater and music, and Gianna and Valerie and Cameron and Gracie. Hi. Oh, I'm so glad you guys are here. Thanks for joining me. How's everybody doing this morning? I'm trying out a new microphone and a webcam, so let me know if you guys can hear me and see me okay. I want to make sure you can. Okay, so wow, there's so many of you guys here. Thank you so much for being here. This is awesome. Hey, Gift Sparks and Auntie and Ellie and Ani and Gianna. Hello from Poland. Well, hello from Colorado Springs. So what I wanted to do today, let me make sure this is in the right place. Melissa, the painting, says hello too. A little while ago, someone left me a comment on, I think it was Brian and I's Q&A, saying, because I title a lot of my videos with amputee Q&A or amputee husband answers questions, things like that. And she was like, I hope that you always remember that you're more than an amputee. I thought that was so sweet of her. And I do, I totally do. I title a lot of the videos like that because that's what people are interested in finding. And then of course I talk about a lot more than that. So I wanted to use today to really just chat about more about my life than just losing my leg and answer whatever questions you guys had. And I have a couple things to talk about if you don't have any questions, but I'm guessing you probably do because I get a lot of questions from you guys all the time, which is awesome. So I wanted to open this up for whatever you guys wanted to chat about. Hey, Thomas and Elecki and Rick. Oh, hey, from Ireland. It's Caoimhe. I don't know how to say your name. I know you've been in a couple of my live chats, which has been so awesome. Let me know how to properly say your name. So Serafina, I love your name, by the way. One of my nieces is named Serafina as well. My job, I work in real estate. I've worked in real estate for almost 4 years now. So I've worked, my family actually has worked in real estate for years. And so when I graduated college, after some hiccups with health problems, I got my real estate license and I've been working in real estate ever since. Hey, from Ontario, Canada. That is awesome. Thanks so much. Gift Sparks to buy a house for me. Thanks. I appreciate that. Theater is an Irish dancer and you have curls in your hair. Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations on your performance tonight. I hope that goes well. So go ahead and send in any questions that you guys might have. Who is my favorite superhero? Probably Batman. I know some people don't count him because he doesn't technically have any superpowers aside from having a lot of money and building things, but I mean, he's pretty cool. And also Christian Bale is definitely the best Batman. Quiva, is it Quiva is how you say your name? That's awesome. I really like that. Okay, cool. What is my favorite song on any given day? Gracie asks. Oh, I think that changes a lot. Right now, it's the song by John. I'm going to look it up right now because I'm going to say his name wrong. The song is called Stupid Deep, and it is, I'll look up the actual name of it. John Baloney, I think is how you say his name. It's Belloni. Jose asks, do I read books? And if so, what kind do I like? I read a lot of books, actually, but I don't read them. I listen on Audible. I've listened on Audible for a really long time. Sometimes reading books gives me triggers migraines if I read for too long. So I listen to audiobooks all the time. I'm in the middle of listening to Stronger still, which is that book about the fellow who lost both of his legs above the knee in the Boston Marathon bombing. I've been kind of slow reading through it because it's kind of an emotional book to read and I can't listen to super long stretches of it. So I've been switching between that and podcasts. I'll also listen to a lot of detective books because I really like that kind of stuff and murder mysteries and stuff like that. But I'll switch between that and self-development books and memoirs and things like that. Gracie, oh, you know him. Okay, that's awesome. Elizabeth asked what my favorite Disney movie is. Right? Oh, probably Moana. Honestly, right now. I love that movie. I saw it in theaters and I've watched it a couple times since. I love all the colors and the music and it's fabulous. Izzy asks, when did I decide to start YouTube? Valeria, oh my gosh, it's 2:40 in Moscow. Thanks for staying up so late to watch me. So Izzy, I decided to start YouTube. It wasn't actually a for sure decision until I knew that I was going to amputate my leg for sure. I started making videos like a month before that on this channel. I actually have a second channel. I don't know how many of you guys know that. It's like in the description of all my videos, but I have another channel on like mental health and trauma. And I have run that since October 2017. But this channel I really decided I was going to do when I actually knew that we had like a surgery date for amputation, and I published those videos a couple days before surgery. But I made those videos like just for myself to help process through the whole process of amputation for about a month beforehand. So it was kind of I wasn't actually sure if I was going to make them public for a while. Mittel, what is my biggest fear in life? Honestly, it's probably not being able to speak. I don't mean like verbally speak, but it's like never actually really thought about this in depth, but somehow being like robbed of my ability to communicate in any form, because I really like people. I really like communication. I really like being able to like share my story and hear the stories of others. So if I was not able to do that, I think that would be really, really difficult. Let's see here. Oh, Nil says it's 2039 in Spain. That's crazy. Shell asks, do I get lonely in my chronic condition, and how do I combat it? I'm pretty happy to be like physically alone often. I'm a pretty big introvert. I love people, like I said, love being around people. I just got back from coffee with an old friend, actually, who I hadn't seen in a while. So I love time like one-on-one with people. I love public speaking, but I'm okay being home alone for hours or even days on end. So I don't get lonely like that a lot, but I do get lonely from people maybe not understanding, from like feeling like there isn't, from like that lack of understanding, if that makes sense. So if I don't have people I can talk to who like actually understand chronic pain, who've like been there themselves, that can definitely feel isolating and lonely. And I think how I combat it, I'm still learning how to. I feel like I should probably have, not should, but I feel like maybe I should have figured it out by now, because it's been a while since I've been in chronic pain and had chronic illness, but it's an ever-evolving process. And I have some acquaintances, some friends who deal with similar issues, and so we definitely talk about it. And I think this is a part of platforms to more people and to hear your stories and to go back and forth, and that definitely helps me too. Adventures of Elizabeth, that's a fun name, I like that, asks, how do I cope with rude questions or staring? Do I ever just get the why with an attitude and judging glare? People have not been super judgy, which is great, but I do get tons and tons of staring. I was talking to my dad the other day. He actually didn't know that. He thought it was funny that people stared at me. He had no idea. And I was like, yeah, of course they do. People definitely stare all the time. The only part that I think is kind of funny is like, I'll go to like a coffee shop, because I work from coffee shops a lot. And I will, I'll see someone like stare abnormally long and then like whisper something to their friend, and then they'll like both stare at me, and they'll whisper something to each other, and then they'll both stare at me. And I want to go over there and be like, what can I answer for you? Because you are very clearly talking about me. Is there anything that I can do for you? For the first couple months, it like actually bothered me, and now it really doesn't. The only part that actually gets to me is like not being able to be invisible right now. Like I'm very obviously obvious in public wherever I go. I think dyeing my hair purple was kind of helpful in that, because if I ever feel weird about not having a leg, I can pretend people are staring at me because I have purple colored hair. So that's part of how I deal with it. It doesn't get to me so much anymore. Let's see here. Staring at awesome purple hair, says Garrison. Oh, thanks. Think Act says you're addicted to my channel. Oh, thanks so much. I appreciate that. Mackenzie asks, what's the story behind the cow painting? So this right here is Melissa. I found her in a coffee shop in the middle of Indianapolis. It's a super quirky little coffee shop. I can't remember the name of it, but they had art in every single square inch of their walls, like covered all different kinds of art. And little Melissa here, who subscriber on the channel named actually, was just sitting on the wall, and I loved her. She was awesome. She was $40, and so I bought her and I shipped her home. Theater Gotcha asks, do I like musicals? I do. It depends on the musical. I'm pretty picky with my musicals. I really like The Greatest Showman. I'm a total sucker for that movie. Like, I watched it 3 times in theaters, and I don't watch movies 3 times in theaters. Sobbed all 3 times. I thought it was marvelous. Gerdian asks, am I planning on getting more tattoos? Yes, definitely. Tattoos are very therapeutic for me. They're just a lot of fun. And I have 8 right now. I think you guys have only ever seen like 2. And I will definitely be getting more. I'm trying to figure out if I might get one when we're in Ireland in a couple weeks. My good friend, my best friend Abby is coming with me with her husband and my husband, and she is really big into tattoos too. So I have a suspicion we may figure out our own designs and find a nice tattoo shop there, but we'll see. But yes, I'm definitely planning on getting more tattoos. And I would really like to get my residual limb, my stump tattooed at some point when it's safe to do so, because I think that'd be really cool. Dirty Garage asks, how's the leg feeling? It's not great today. It's a little angry. It's been angry today and last night. Phantom pain is very silly. Hopefully it'll get better soon. Comes and it goes. Think Act says, Joe noticed me. I noticed you. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate it. Jeff says, Celtic knot for the tattoo. I don't know. It doesn't have meaning to me long term. So while it would make sense to have a Celtic knot while in Ireland, probably won't do that. But it is a good suggestion, and they're super pretty, so I will take it into consideration. Honor, it's so good to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time. The beautiful fur babies are doing quite well. If you go back to the beginning of the live stream, you'll see both Lewis and Cakes are 2 kitties. And then Sadie is currently cuddling downstairs with Brian. And Sophie and Monkey, our other 2 dogs, are still at my parents' house because they can't come home just yet because they're still a little bit too much to handle without 2 functional legs, one made of carbon fiber. Let's see here. Sarah Ann asks, what are all of my tattoos? And Julie, I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for coming. So I'll do a video of all of my tattoos at one point, but I have cherry blossoms here with a quote. I have, don't make fun of me. I have words here that say, I refuse to sink with an anchor. I know that anchors sink. I have the words hope here that are kind of like, it's written like it's stitched. I have my lion here. You're not gonna be able to see him super well. There we go, that's a little bit better. I have, on this side of my ribs, I have written, I am the hero of my own story. On the other side of my ribs, I have a matching tattoo with my brother. Here I have like a pinky swear, fingers pinky swearing with purple ribbon around them. It's kind of I got it along with this organization that I work with called Break the Silence Against Domestic Violence. It's kind of a promise to myself and to everybody to keep speaking up for survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault. So I've got quite a few tattoos, and more will continue to be added. Let's see here. Gift Sparks says, what kind of tattoo would I get on my residual limb? I don't know. Serafina, I'm glad that your day is getting a little bit better. Let's see here. Oh, little Lilibee, I'm so glad that you're here. Good, thanks for coming. Brian Beckwith says, hi from the living room. Hey, babe. Thanks for tuning into my live stream from, across the living room. Brian's my husband, for those of you who have no idea. Let's see here. Scott asks, do I make jokes about my disability? Literally all the time. Joking has always been a way for me to deal with it. And terrible jokes and terrible puns are my go-to form of humor. It's amazing how many forms of language we use that have to do with like putting one foot in front of the other, and lots of feet and foot language in the English language. So there are lots of puns that I use to kind of deal with life. Jessica asks, what is my worst habit? Everyone say hi to Brian, by the way. He just said hey to everybody in the chat box. And Kai, I'm glad that you like puns. A lot of people don't appreciate them. I think they're the highest form of humor. People will disagree with me. So Jessica, my worst habit, I think my worst habit is probably isolating myself when I need to not be isolated. There's probably more annoying little habits I have, but as far as like actual bad habit, it's probably that. Like I said, I'm good. I'm like okay being alone for extended periods of time, and sometimes I don't reach out to people when I need to, and I'm working on that. Let's see here. Everyone says, yeah, I'm glad everyone says hi to Brian. Oh, Chen, I'm so glad that you're here too. Awesome. Mia asks what a pet peeve of mine is. Gosh, I can't think of any right now. I'm certain I have some. In fact, I know I have some. I'm sure I'll think of them later. I will let you know. Trixie, would I ever consider writing a book? Yes. I actually, at the beginning of this year, I wrote it down as not a resolution, because I never keep resolutions if I make them, but a goal for the year to start, to like begin writing. And I, on my website, I've started blogging every once in a while because I feel like it's a good practice to kind of get into. I used to write all the time. Like that's how I expressed myself before I started speaking and like public speaking and things like that. And I used to not be terrible at writing. Like I wasn't fantastic at it, but I could string a story together, you know, like I could write, and I feel like I kind of lost that skill. And so I started taking a writing course online as I've been recovering and practicing writing. And so I definitely want to write a book. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I can't make up stories. Like I can't write fiction at this point to save my life, but I'd like to write about my life and about the experiences that I have. Ooh, Kai says grammar pet peeves. Yes, absolutely. The there and there, T-H-E-I-R versus T-H-E-R-E. It's a very simple rule to understand, and I wish that people would remember it. It doesn't actually like annoy me that much, but it kind of does. Honor says she would love to see Brian wearing a GoPro, because if you guys haven't watched the interview that I did with him, he joked about following me around with a GoPro and making fun of all the things I do differently as an amputee. And that's another vote you have for doing that, babe. Favorite music genre, Jody asks. I listen to all kinds of stuff. Right now, I'm into like kind of alternative, kind of acoustic kind of music. I like everything from like rap to hardcore music to like acoustic and very occasionally classical, just anything. It really depends on the day. It's another vote for GoPro, Brian. Jessica, I would bring my rats out, but they are upstairs. I am downstairs, and I will not be able to travel to that at this point, but I promise I will put them in an upcoming video. Scott, metal. Yes, Scott asked if I like metal music. It was the original vote for Brian. She was. That is true. Dakota asks what my favorite movie is. I have a lot. I'm a big fan of movies. My favorite movie growing up, I'm going to let you guys know a terrible piece of trivia about me. My favorite movie growing up was Lord of the Rings. I was favorite movies. There's 3 of them, if you don't know. And the 3 movies also have extended editions because I'm a total nerd. I also bought those extended editions. And the extended editions of those extremely long movies also have features where you can like watch behind the scenes of how the movies were made. And I definitely watched all of those. And I learned Elvish, like the language, because I was so obsessed with those movies. And I also created a fan website for it. And it actually served me quite well because I learned coding, like I learned HTML and CSS to create this website. And I learned Photoshop because I wanted to make fan art for it. And I'm telling you guys way too much and letting you know what a nerd I am. But it really served me well because I learned like some graphic design skills and some coding skills that have actually served me well later in life. So growing up, Lord of the Rings was my favorite movie. Right behind it came Pirates of the Caribbean and Gladiator. And nowadays, I would say, I don't really have a movie that I watch over and over again, but I really like 28 Days with Sandra Bullock. I'm pretty sure that's nobody's favorite movie, but I'm a big fan of it. And I will let you know if I think of any others, but at least those were the ones I was obsessed with growing up. I was really, really into them. Adventures of Elizabeth says her favorite movie is Rose Red. I've never heard of it. I will have to look into that. Gift Sparks asks, how did I start keeping rats? So my friend Megan had a pet rat, and it passed away. And she wanted me to go with her to pick up a couple new ones because she wanted to hit the microphone. Sorry, guys. Oh my gosh, Honor, thank you so much. Oh, that's so sweet. You just donated 40 pounds towards the GoPro. You're gonna actually have to do this now, Brian. It's so sweet. I seriously can't thank you enough for that. That is so kind. Thank you. We're gonna have to make that happen now in some way, shape, or form. Okay, so the rats, that's so sweet. So anyways, I went with her to PetSmart. We picked out a couple for her, and I never really held them before. And while she was picking them out, like I held them, and I was like, oh, these aren't scary creatures, because I kind of thought they were a little bit gross before. And then I went to PetSmart later that week, and there were 2 giant rats stuck in this tiny little wire cage. Someone had dropped them off. And oh, sorry, I thought someone was about to ring our doorbell. And they looked so unhappy. They were like crammed in a corner. They were really scared, and I couldn't leave them. Like I just couldn't leave them there. And the one promise I had made Brian when it came to pets is that I would never have rats because he really didn't like them. And so I called him and I explained how unhappy the little rats were, and he was like, fine, go for it, because he's amazing. And so I brought them home. Their names were Sarah and Honey, and I had them for a couple years. And then I just kept adding more rats, and I've had rats ever since because they're lovely and so sweet and really relaxing and really help with like anxiety. And they always need homes because there's always rats that need homes at pet stores. So that's how I've, oh my gosh, Marilyn, thank you. Hey babe, we just got another $50 towards the GoPro. This really has to happen. Oh, Marilyn, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. I so appreciate that. Wow, thank you. Oh gosh. So let's see here. Adventures of Elizabeth said, oh, she got 2 rats a month ago. That is awesome. Steven, how much is a GoPro? I actually don't know. I think it's, I think they start at like, maybe like $150 and go up from there, something like that, I think. But this is so sweet. You guys are awesome. You are so generous towards me, and I really appreciate that. Oh, Jojo asked, how can I wear skinny jeans with my prosthetic? So I can't presently. What I did when I was recovering from surgery is, I should actually make a video about like clothing and amputees at some point if you guys are interested. But I bought leggings, like not super expensive leggings, but leggings that would stretch as most do. And those work, and you can get jeggings, which are like stretchy leggings that look like jeans essentially. And I've used those, but I've seen people put zippers into the sides of their skinny jeans. My entire wardrobe existed of skinny jeans previous to my amputation. And also a lot of my work clothes are like fitted, not jeans, but like fitted pants. And so I'm not gonna be able to wear those at all with my prosthetic leg because the foot, like the foot part of it, this is my example of a foot, doesn't bend at all. And so to try to get something over that bend just tears pants. So I think I may, if I decide to ever get fancy, I may work with like a tailor or something like that to put zippers in the sides. Or if I decide to access my homeschool powers, maybe I will learn to sew a zipper in the seam, because I should be able to learn how to do that. Brian says the GoPro is happening. You guys made it happen. That is awesome. You guys will not believe the constant humor of living with this woman. Well, I'm glad for that. Let's see here. Yes, Brian is going to be awesome. Everyone is very excited about that, and they should be. All right, let's see here. Pet squirrel. Oh, Adventures of Elizabeth says her pet rats are named O'Malley and Julius Caesars. Trixie, my favorite TV series, my go-to TV series are, I always watch The Office and Parks and Rec and The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, like when I need something like low key and I'm like recovering from surgery or something like that. I've watched those shows so many times. Oh, it's Cheezer. Oh my gosh, Pete, thank you. You guys are so sweet. Holy crap. Wow. Thank you so much. We're going to get a very nice GoPro. This is amazing, you guys. Wow. I seriously can't thank you enough. Thank you, Pete. Annabelle says I remind her of a more mature Kimmy Schmidt, except with the purple hair, not the red hair, I guess. Thank you. I appreciate that because I like her a lot. If you haven't watched The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, it's on Netflix. And it's a super sweet show, I think, because it takes like a really traumatic event and doesn't make fun of the recovery from trauma, but it makes it really accessible, and it makes it it's just a sweet show, and I think they do a great job of it. So those are what I like for like sweet shows. But that's about it. Aside from that, I watch a lot of like Law and Order SVU. I'll watch like serial killer documentaries. Yeah, a lot of things like that. So I'm also watching Gossip Girl right now, which is a total trash show, but it helps me fall asleep. I don't know how many of you guys saw the weighted blanket video that I did. That has actually been helping me. I've been taking less NyQuil at night to go to sleep, and I'm not awake until like 3 a.m. anymore. I'm falling asleep at like 1 now, which is really cool. So it has legitimately been helping me. I'm hoping that will continue. I've been using it for like, I want to say about a week now. And it's been really helpful. Oh, my screen just flipped out. Okay, yeah, so I think you guys are still here. Yes. Yes, you are. Gracie says she's glad that she's not the only one who watches serial killer documentaries. Well, I'm glad that I'm not alone in that either, because yeah, it's just really fascinating to me. Crime is very fascinating to me, and I'm not the only one, because Netflix makes lots of documentaries like that, and apparently they do well because they keep making them. Preston asks what my favorite sport is. Jiu-jitsu, 100%. I have been practicing jiu-jitsu for since 2012. I've obviously had to take huge chunks of time off for surgery and recovery, and like when I hurt my ankle or when I was having other surgeries like wrist surgery and stuff like that. But I did MMA, which is like jiu-jitsu. Oh my gosh, Stephen, thank you so much. Another $50 towards the GoPro. Wow. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. We are going to get such a killer GoPro camera, and you guys are going to apparently follow Brian around the house, following me around the house, and that's gonna be fun for you guys. That's so generous of you guys. Seriously, thank you. And I totally forgot what I was talking about. Well, it's gone now, so I'm just gonna pick something else to. Oh, jiu-jitsu. That's what I was talking about. MMA. So I fought MMA for 2 years, on and off again. But then we realized the brain condition that I had, and that was really not a good idea to get hit in the head anymore or kicked. So I switched to only jiu-jitsu, on the good days. And I am a blue belt in jiu-jitsu right now. I got that right before I had to totally stop about 1.5 years ago, just because my ankle was way too bad. And I cannot wait to go back. It looks like it's actually, I thought it was going to be like maybe this summer, before I learned I had to have the surgery at the end of March. And now it looks like it's probably going to be like winter, which is a bummer, but I'm happy to wait if it means that when I go, impatient as I am to get back on the mat. Does anyone practice jiu-jitsu here? Let me know. Let's see here. Lily asks, do I ever regret having my foot amputated? No, I don't regret it. There are days where it is insanely hard, a lot more difficult than I anticipated. But that doesn't lead me to regret. It's just challenging. Let's see here. Jeff says, I will get funding from the Friends for a Running Leg. I think so. That's so sweet. Let's see here. Cheyenne asks if I can tell you guys a little bit more about my brain condition. Yes. So it's, I've had it from birth. I guess the symptoms can show up at different times in your life. They showed up when I was about 21. It's called a Chiari malformation. Basically, how I like to describe it is that my brain is just too big for my skull. It literally is. Like the back of my brain is compressed by the back of my skull. And so that leads to migraines very often, to headaches, to difficulty thinking sometimes, difficulty speaking sometimes, and a variety of other small issues. I was supposed to have brain surgery for it, where they open up the back of your neck, like peel everything back and create extra space in your spinal cord for it. They ended up canceling that after they had shaved my head for it. I'm happy to tell you guys that full story with pictures on a video someday if you're interested. But they decided that it was going to be too dangerous to do that the day of surgery. So that was in 2013. So I still have it. I get migraines quite often. I figured out how to manage them a little bit better, like what the triggers are, how I can make them go away faster and things like that. So it'll always be with me unless I have the surgery, but the surgery poses a lot of risks. Sometimes it can make it worse. So they want to make sure that They want to make sure that the condition is really bad before they do the surgery, and mine is kind of like borderline for having brain surgery, and I would like to avoid brain surgery unless we know it's going to help. Let's see here. So a couple people are interested in seeing that video. Definitely. All right, I will definitely put that out then. Do you recommend getting something amputated the same to people with the same issues as you? Okay, so if people were in the same situation, I don't make any recommendation. I think it is an intensely personal decision that should be made with doctors and loved ones, and primarily with yourself. Like, it is a decision for you, and I think it's dependent on a lot of different factors. The last video I made kind of covers that in full, so if that's something you're facing, I would definitely recommend checking that out. Trixie, how am I getting along on my iWalk? And then Jade, I will get to your question. I'm working on it. I'm actually working on a video right now. I'm in the middle of editing it because I got it put together. I got the iWalk put together, and I think it's really cool. I think there's a lot of potential for it. But the issue is that for those of you who know that I'm having surgery again, I have a bursa, which is basically like an internal painful callus on the end of my residual limb. And then on the other side of my residual limb, or stump, there's an osteocyte, which is basically a growth of bone that is now into a point. So if there's pressure on either sides of that, it hurts. And iWalk puts pressure directly on both of those points as I like swing it forward. And so I'm trying to figure out if I can like pad different sides of it. So I talked to Brad, who's the founder of iWalk. He was the one who sent it to me because they're super nice, such a nice company. And he recommended a couple things, and he said, go ahead and modify it however you need to, just let us know. They've been great for working with me. Hi, Sadie. Hi, little Sadie. Oh, she's pushing over the table. 1 second. So I don't know how it's going to work yet, to answer your question. I'm working on it. I would really like it to work for Ireland especially, and we'll just see. Lee says, can't wait to have his leg cut off. So I've talked to him for a while. I know that this is something he's been facing for a while, and I really hope your surgery goes well. I know that's it's been a strain on you, and I think your wife, you said that she's definitely been helping you, and I really hope that surgery goes well. Everyone says hi to you, Sadie. She loves her butt scratches. She's a good dog. All right. Let's see here. You should start. Honor says I should start a GoFundMe for the running leg. I've thought about that. I don't know if I should do it until I can actually get a running leg, though, because I won't be able to have that for a while, and I don't want to like set up a fund for a running leg and then just have the money like sitting there, and not be able to show you guys that like, hey, I used it to get a running leg, because I feel like that might look funny. So until I can actually get a running leg, I know that there are also grant programs out there for it. So I also don't want to like take anyone's money for a running blade if there are grant programs for it. So I'm still looking into the details, but people have been super, super generous in wanting to help me with that. That's like my ultimate dream, to be able to run again, because I haven't been able to since I was 13, 12, since I was 12. Austin, hello, it's good to see you. Austin, were you the one who named Melissa? I'm pretty sure you were. I could be wrong. Correct me if my memory is wrong on that. Queen says she would like to donate to the fund. That is so, so, so sweet. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Let's see here. Scott says, ever planning on doing a tour once you're recovered? Oh, thanks for asking. I would really, two things. First of all, a number of people have asked me about doing meetups. I would love to. I think that would be so cool. So many of you guys have shared your stories with me, and that would be amazing to like actually get to meet you and talk to you guys. And secondly, I love public speaking, and public speaking is something that I have done for a while. I'm the president of a Toastmasters club. Again, I'm a nerd. So a Toastmasters club, for those of you who don't know, is like a public speaking club. So I'm a president of a local chapter, and that's what I would like to do professionally long term. I really enjoy it, and I would like to be able to do that and travel. And so I don't think that would be like going on tour. I don't think I have anything cool enough to go on tour for, but I would definitely like to travel and speak. So I think that kind of be the equivalent of it. Jeff says, Jordan for con. I feel like I just feel like politics would kind of be, asked, did I ever get more leg cut off? No, I did not. Thankfully, that was not necessary, which I will forever be grateful for. We can work with what we have. So that is awesome news. I just had to have surgery to have a few issues fixed on the end of it. Kai says the video keeps freezing. Is anyone else having that issue? Let me know, because maybe the webcam I have is not working great. Just let me know in the chat section if it keeps freezing. I'm glad you like the cow on the wall there. Okay, so other people are having that same issue. Bummer, I am sorry. I will make sure that I correct this for the next live stream. Oh, like everyone's having issues with it freezing. That is such a bummer. Okay, I'm really sorry about that, guys. I will check into that, and I appreciate your patience and like sticking with me for this. So let me just kind of check the connections here. So this is my second time live streaming. It's really cool to hang out with you guys. Okay, so some people are saying it's better now. All right, it's a bit garbled from time to time. It's okay now, says Allison. Awesome, sounds good. We'll see, he's still here. Okay, so let me know. I've got a few more minutes here. I would love to answer some more questions. If you guys have any, let me know if you have any. Let me go back up here. So Melinda asks, what kind of dog is Sadie? Sadie, right here, I've always wanted to have one of those DNA tests done on her to find out what kind of dog she actually is, but she's just a German Shepherd mutt. She's just Sadie, isn't she? I got her off of Craigslist, weirdly enough, actually, when she was 7 months old, and she's 7 now. So I've had her just over 6 years. And I wonder that she doesn't maybe have some golden retriever in her. She's obsessed with tennis balls, and she has like that knot on the top of her head. So it makes me think she might have some golden in her, and she's a total sweetheart. She has all that German Shepherd, like loyalty and fake aggression. She'd never hurt anybody unless they were like trying to hurt me. But she's fiercely protective. So she's mostly Shepherd. Gracie asks if I've ever, hold on. Oh my gosh, Honor, for a new webcam. Oh, you are so sweet. What the heck, guys? You're so generous to me. I really, 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 really appreciate that. I will 100% use that to return this webcam, and there's actually an upgraded one that I can get, and that will literally be about the difference. So Honor, you are so, so sweet to me. You always have been. I've actually known her for quite some time now. We've talked for a while. She's amazing and has always supported everything I've done, and I am so grateful for that. So thank you. Going back to Gracie's question, I played piano when I was a kid, but I could never really get into it. I really enjoy music, but I've never had a flair for it. I really like art, like drawing, painting, pen and ink, things like. How long have I had all of my dogs? I've had Sadie for 7 years. I've had Monkey for almost 7 years. I've had Monkey for 6.5. And Sophie, it's her birthday in 2 days, actually. She's turning 2 in 2 days. Jeff says Brian makes a great tripod. Poor Brian. He looks like the webcam might be working better here now. There we go. If anyone's interested, Brian says he needs a new Ferrari. So, gosh, he's just sitting on the couch down there asking for things. Huh? Caruso says, what kind of books, movies, TV shows do I like? I cover a lot of that, but what I did talk about, there are some other books I like. I talked about self-help and self-improvement books. I hate the term like self-help books, but I really do like books like, I just finished Girl Wash Your Face by Rachel Hollis. I really enjoy that book. I really like books by Gary Vaynerchuk, if you know who he is, Gary V, he's pretty fun. And I'll put a list out. I'll put a list out on my site, on my blog, a couple other books that I really recommend because I've been enjoying books lately. What animal would I want if Honor says she's on your Ferrari, Brian? She's working on it. Mandy asks, what kind of animal would I want if I got another pet? We would probably talked about getting a corgi as a 4th dog if we got a bigger backyard. We would definitely need a bigger backyard and more space for them to frolic and play. We would probably just get more dogs because we really like dogs around here. Queen asks if it's cold and snowy in our area. Yes, it's actually snowing right now. Let's see here. Curtis asks how I deal with pain and depression. I think that's probably a a long answer. Trying to condense it down to a shorter one for you. I think finding things that I actually enjoyed for me was one of the biggest pieces of help that I found. Like things that I really liked, things that were me, things that made me feel joy. Like art was definitely one of those things. When I found something that I could lose myself in, like MMA was another one of those things. I honestly think that joining mixed martial arts, that's what MMA stands for, a mixed martial arts gym, saved my life in a lot of ways because it was so me. It was something I so enjoyed. And even though I was in a lot of chronic pain, even though I couldn't do it many days because of my ankle or some days because of my ankle, it was such a release from all of the depression that I felt. And art's the same way. I lose myself in it. I'll be drawing something and then I just completely get lost in it. Oh my gosh, Honor just donated to your Ferrari fund, babe. He laughed. That is so sweet. Oh my gosh, you are just so kind. He laughed. He is excited for his Ferrari fund. We'll put that towards the long-term Ferrari cash box. Preston asks, have I tried CBD oil? I actually haven't. I'm working with, someone else is working with a company for me to get me CBD oil. I know there's so many options, especially here in Colorado. I have tried marijuana a number of times. It's legal here in Colorado. It's been legal for quite some time. And I do not like it. I do not like it at all. It makes me extremely anxious, even though I've tried many different kinds, like many different strains. And it makes me more aware of everywhere that hurts. It makes me super aware of the pain that I'm in. So I've tried it probably like 5 different times and it is not for me. It does not help with the pain, even though I know it helps a lot of people. It helps a lot of people with pain, depression, PTSD, anxiety, like all the things that I have, but it's just not me. But I hope that CBD oil does work. Kirsty asks, do I like horses still? I do. I love them. I cannot wait to get around them again. There are a couple therapeutic riding centers out here that help people recover from mental health issues or veterans from PTSD, because Colorado in America is a huge hub for military bases. Excuse me, and it also helps people who are recovering from physical issues or have physical handicaps. And so I would really like to get in with one of those places as I continue to recover from the surgery, because I miss being around horses. They are so healing. Even though they technically started all of this, they didn't start it. I fell off the horse. I've never blamed the horse. That was my fault. Let's see here. Dasha asks, any travel plans for the future? Yes, we are going to Ireland and in the upcoming weeks. And then we've talked about possibly going to the amputee coalition this year. I do not know if that's going to happen. We'll see. There's a couple question marks for other trips in the long-term future, but I'll keep you guys updated on that. Kara says I should do artwork as cushion covers. That's a good idea. I like that idea. I've been playing around with more ideas of like what I could do with my art. Austin suggests a meet and greet when I'm more mobile. I would really like to do that. I think that would be a lot of fun. I'm not sure how I would do that or where I would do that, because I know that people are based everywhere. When I look at where people are viewing from, like someone here said hi from Poland a little while ago, and like hi from Ontario, which is just crazy. I get to talk to all of you guys. So I know that people are from all over the place. So I'm not sure where I would do it, but I would definitely like to meet you guys in person, and thank you for everything you've done for me face-to-face someday. All right, let's get a couple more questions, and then I have got to head out. Nell, hi from Colorado. Oh, that's awesome. You're here too. Payday Player asked, am I subscribed to PewDiePie? No, I'm not. He is like one of the biggest YouTubers of all time. I have huge respect for what he does. I'm just not into games. I've watched some of his commentary on other stuff like social issues and stuff that's going on. I think he's a cool person. I'm just not subscribed to his channel personally. New Zealand. Brianna says hi from New Zealand. Steven says hi from England. Teresa says hi from Austria. Melinda is from Australia. This is so crazy. Norway. Cool's from Norway. This is so awesome. Oh my gosh. Hi from Michigan. Austin's from Virginia. Very cool. And Lee is from Connecticut. That is amazing. Very cool. So Trixie asks if I'm nervous about traveling to Ireland. I am. I'm nervous about the traveling part of it. I think like sitting on a plane will be okay. I'm worried about sitting on a plane quite that long, where there's no, easy way to adjust position for pain, but I think it'll be okay. I'm pretty stable right now. But I think that getting around a foreign country on either crutches or an iWalk. I also ordered forearm crutches, and they should be arriving today. I'm just going to try them and see if they work, and I'll return whatever doesn't. I want to be as mobile as I can because I want to do as much as I can in Ireland because it's Ireland, and I'm super excited to be there. I think the only part I'm nervous about is like I don't want to fall or hurt myself or have anything happen when I'm overseas because I'm not familiar with how to get help there. But if anything happens, like I know it'll be okay. I do feel some anxiety about that. Kara, have I tried a knee scooter? Yes, I definitely have tried a knee scooter. Nell says we've met before. We've met before. That's really cool. Where did we meet? Let me know. I'm sure I know you. I just don't know you by the name Nell, perhaps. Kara, yes, I have a knee scooter. I have a knee scooter in the garage. I don't use it because it's hard for me to transport, for starters. And I have a tri-level house, so there's 2 sets of stairs and 3 levels. And so there's no way for me to easily carry it from place to place. So it's just not a different topic. So let me know if you guys have any suggestions for topics. I do have ideas for quite a while, but I would love to hear what your suggestions are. Thank you to everybody who donated to the GoPro fund, the webcam fund, and the Ferrari fund. And I'm sorry that it froze at the end. Looks like it might still be frozen. That's a real thanks for being here, guys. And I look forward to seeing you in the comment section in upcoming videos and next week. Please take care of yourselves. Have a lovely rest of your Saturday everywhere in the world that you guys are. And thanks for spending almost an hour of your Saturday with me. I love you guys, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.